Good morning. It takes a little bit longer. I'm not on a real connection here. I'm on a Cox hotspot still, but in just 2 hours they're supposed to be here to fix this. So hopefully I'll be back to normal by this afternoon. Well, I've never been quite normal, so I mean I can't really say anything about that. But anyway, but hopefully my internet will be back to normal by this afternoon, by sometime by noon. Hopefully, it's supposed to come between 10 and noon, so that's perfect. I'm working my whole day around that, and hopefully I'll be back up to speed and back up to par and all of that by noon or so today. Anyway, I hope you're having a great week, man. It's Friday already. I don't know. Some people probably watch this on different days, especially over on my YouTube channel, but so happy whatever day it is you're watching it. But for us that's watching it and doing it live right this minute, it's a Friday. So happy Friday. Congratulations to the OU Sooners who took the sweep of the championship again. I think that's what's the second year in a row and something like 9 of the last 10 or 11 years, something like that. So that's awesome. They got a little monopoly going there. I respect their coach highly. So anyway, congratulations to them. Just a bit of nothing news, right? Anyway, especially for those of us who aren't really Sooner fans. Anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. Now, so I got up this morning actually about about 4:45, almost 5, because I turned my alarm off because I thought I don't need that. I'm already up, and so I was doing some studying. I was doing some work. Just a whole lot of different things that I was doing. I was doing some praying. I wrote a lot in my journal this morning. I wrote a lot in my journal last night too. Lots of good stuff and lots of things I just dump in there sometimes, and sometimes my journal entries are more like prayers. Okay, God, this is what's going on, and I don't know what to do with it. Please give me wisdom. Please help me, right? Help me know what to do with this, and help me know how to talk to this person, or help me know how to reach this person, or help me know how to do this or that, right? And that's the cool thing about God. We can talk to him about anything. He never says that's off limits. Don't bring that to me. Never. We can talk to God about everything. And if we listen, he's likely to talk back to us about everything too. So it's an awesome relationship, right? So my journal entries end up being prayers for people and for myself sometimes too. So I did that, and I was getting around, and then I started reading a little bit, and I found myself in Thessalonians, and I don't even know how I got here because I was in Jeremiah at first and Isaiah. Somehow I ended up in Thessalonians, and I found the scripture from a little New Living Translation. The 1995 version is the best. Anyway, so you got to buy an old one. Um, it says, and in Second Thessalonians 3:16, it says, "May the Lord of peace himself." You can stop right there. May the Lord of peace himself, the Lord of peace, the God of peace, the Prince of peace, the one who dispenses peace and the one who is peace and has peace and gives it to those who want it. He's in charge of peace. May the Lord of peace himself always, that's a big word, always give you his peace, not our own peace, not a peace we manufacture, but may he give us his peace, the peace that passes our understanding, means which means we can't always grasp it with our mind, but we can still have it with our heart, right? May the Lord of peace himself always give you his peace. Now get this, no matter what happens. Now, if you think about this a little bit, Paul was actually writing this, if I'm not mistaken, from a prison cell. He was imprisoned for not even doing anything wrong. He broke the old law by believing in Christ according to the religious zealots of the day, right? So he was in prison not for doing something wrong, but for violating their culture by saying that Jesus was the Son of God, for sharing the gospel message, the salvation message. I got to do that last night with somebody who called about 10:30 last night, called and said, "Okay, I need this peace you're talking about. I think I just need to know God." And we just prayed, and we still got a new believer in the family. Welcome to the family, right? And but he's there for no matter what happens, right? He gives us that peace. And so Paul was in prison for sharing the good news, that it's something we in America understand we can share freely, and some other nations also are free in that they can share freely. But in some countries, in some cultures, in some places, you still can't share freely. You can still be executed for sharing the good news of this gospel because it threatens somebody's theology, or it threatens their ideology, or it threatens their religious preference, right? Man, but even in that. So Paul sitting here in a prison. See, he didn't write this from a cush palace somewhere, sitting on a fancy cushion or sipping a fancy cup, a gold rimmed teacup, china cup. I'm trying to think of what would be elegant. I'm not a very elegant person, but he didn't write this from a place of elegance, a place of comfort, a place of the best. He didn't even have the freedom to come and go. He was in prison for what he believed, for writing this kind of stuff. It's what he was in the prison for. And so he wasn't in a comfortable place when he said, no matter what happens, no matter what happens, God will always give you his peace. And Paul was in a place where he needed God's peace in his heart. Because and so for me, when I read this morning, I was just like, man, my head just started exploding with things, just thinking about that. About he wasn't in a palace, he wasn't even in his own home. He didn't have his own job and have his own place and have his own independence and have his own agenda. He was in prison, and yet he was writing this. May God give you peace no matter what happens. See, our world, and I guess that's why I was reading Thessalonians, because Thessalonians, first and second Thessalonians talks a lot about the deception and wickedness and the lawlessness. And man, are we seeing that right now. Deception on every hand. Who knows who to believe anymore as far as people goes? We know there's only one thing to believe, and that's what God says, right? And so there's deception, and I'm looking at so many things going out there. I'm going, wow, this is really. I've read it in the Bible for years, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know it was going to look like this. People getting mad over things that are it's just crazy stuff, right? The deception, lawlessness. We definitely live in a lawless generation. And by lawless, I'm not even talking about the laws of the land. I'm just talking about wanting to do wickedness. People want to murder. There's so much murder going on. There's so much hatred going on. There's so much division going on. There's so much strife. So we can look at all that, and I start getting all upset. Oh my gosh, this place is horrible. But we got to stop and go, no matter what, no matter how good it is or how bad it is, may the Lord himself, good it looks, no matter how bad it looks, no matter how confusing it looks, no matter how deceptive it looks, no matter what, no matter what, we can still have the peace of God in our hearts. And that was written by somebody who was in a no matter what circumstances, sitting in a prison cell. He said, no matter what. Isn't that amazing? See, it bears a lot more weight from somebody sitting in a prison cell, right? Saying, no matter what, than it does someone sitting in a palace saying, no matter what. Oh, yeah, sure, no matter what. That's easy for you to say because you can just snap your fingers. I can't snap anymore because of the arthritis, but you can just snap your fingers and have somebody bring you cheese and wine. You can snap your fingers and say, I think I want chicken for supper. I want dancers. I want this. I want sitting in a palace. Somebody says, well, God can give you peace no matter what. You're going to go, well, that's good, easy for you to say. And I don't even know if you're getting your peace from God. Is what I think, a fake manufactured one, right? But when somebody's sitting in a prison cell for doing nothing wrong and says, God himself gives you his peace no matter what happens. The Lord be with you all. It tears at your heart and you go, man, that's some solid stuff. What a relationship. An example of a relationship with God Paul is giving us here. That he could have God's peace in his no matter what. So I don't know what your no matter what looks like today. Maybe everything's hunky dory for you. Maybe you're sitting in a palace. Maybe, and you still needs God's peace, right? Even if you're sitting in a palace, if your bank accounts are full and you just don't even know you're going to spend all your money, and you're not worried about the price of gas being $5 a gallon, or the eggs gone in the store because you have your own suppliers and maybe you have your own chickens. I don't know. But maybe your no matter what's not all that bad. But for a lot of us, that no matter what is a little troublesome. But no matter what, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what good or bad is going on around you, you can still, the Lord of peace himself can still give you peace. Now, here's the catch. You have to accept it. He can give it all day, but unless you accept it, you don't get the benefit of it. We can accept his peace. It's very similar to forgiveness. His forgiveness is there, that river is flowing, and all we have to do is accept it and know that he forgave us. Has forgiven us and washed us clean, right? Same thing with his peace. He gives it. We just have to accept it and let it rain. So we got a little bit of work to do, but here's the blessing part. No matter what happens, we've got his peace. We've got his love. We've got his faithfulness. He is faithful. As a matter of fact, oh no, he didn't say it here. I must have been First Thessalonians. He said that God was faithful at the very end. Somewhere, because I thought I read that somewhere today. Well, actually, in First Thessalonians, he says, yes, he did say this. He says, "Now may the God of peace make you holy in every way." And I decided not to talk about that because I wasn't sure what he meant. How does peace make us holy? So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to be thinking about today. How does the peace of God make me holy? I guess the peace of trusting him. So I'll be thinking about that. "And may your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless until that day when our Lord Jesus Christ comes again." God who calls you is faithful. He will do this. And again, Paul wrote that from a prison cell. He was in a no matter what. So no matter what your no matter what is today, you can still walk through it with God's peace in your heart. Letting it reign in your heart, letting his peace reign in your mind as you give him the concerns over your no matter what's. His peace is still right there. He's faithful. He's with you. He loves you. Peace out. It's a good day to peace out. Peace out. I'll see you in the morning.